Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So I'm going to start with the tutorial videos. First, the software which we are going to learn is AutoCAD by Autodesk. Well, for this tutorial I'm using 2017 version of AutoCAD. Okay, so before we start with the tutorials, I need to remind you something, that is subscribe to my channel, like, comment, share. Okay, so let's start. So when you open the AutoCAD, this will be your display. Over here, if you click on the start drawing, you can start a new drawing. Right below that you can see open files and etc. So you can use that to open a previously saved file, or you can open a recent document over here in the recent documents menu. Alright, so I'm going to start a new drawing. Okay, so before we start with anything, you need to understand all the key aspects of AutoCAD. That means understanding each and every point in this view. So on the top left corner you can see an AutoCAD emblem over here. This is called the application menu. In the application menu you can start a new drawing or open a recent one, save or save as, import, export, etc. Right next to that you can see quick access toolbar. As the name suggests, this is an quick access to new, open, save, save as, print, etc. Right next to that is the title bar, and right next to that is the info center. Alright, over here you can sign to your Autodesk A360 and you will be able to save your drawings online. Okay, and right below that is the menu bar, and below that is contextual tabs and ribbons. Alright, this home, insert, annotate, parametric, etc. are the contextual tabs, and line, polyline, etc. These are the ribbons. And on the screen you can see a y coordinate and an x coordinate over here. That is called UCS, user coordinate system. This is very important in these drawings, as we need to understand which is the y direction and which is the x direction. And over here you can see WCS, this is world coordinate system. Well, in 2D drawing we are not using WCS, but when it comes to 3D, WCS is very important. When we switch to WCS and we go from top view to any other view, this UCS will be having one more coordinate, that is Z coordinate. Alright, below that is the command box. Over here is where we use all our commands. As you know, in AutoCAD most of the time we use command rather than selecting ribbons from the ribbons menu. Alright, and below that is the status bar. In status bar there are a lot of options like GridMode, SnapMode, OrthoMode, PolarTracking, etc. That I'll explain to you each and everything later in the video. And you can see in the center of the screen, instead of the cruiser you can see a small box and a plus mark. That is called crosshair. That is your cruiser, so you will know where you are drawing and where your cruiser is at. And you can see a grid space over here, that is called working space. In working space is the area where we be drawing our models. Alright, so in this software we are going to draw 2D models. We are not going to 3D, because for 3D there are other softwares by Autodesk which are much more easier than AutoCAD. So by the time we finish these tutorials, you will be able to find a easier way to draw a plan, its elevation as well as section. Okay, so let's start with the tutorials. Before we start with anything, first we need to set up few things. The first thing is go to the application menu and go to options. From this, there are few settings which need to be saved. Alright, in open and save, enable automatic save, and I've given 1 minute. You can give as many minutes as you want. This is to do an automatic save in 1 minute intervals. If you apply 5, it will be saving in intervals of 5 minutes. Okay, this is done because in case of any problem like a blackout or the computer shuts down suddenly without we saving our project, all the work which we have done will be lost. So automatic save is enabled, so it saves automatically, and if in any case if such blackout happens, there is no problem, we'll be able to we'll be having a backup, so we'll be able to start working from where the autosave was last saved. Alright, next thing which we need to set is in system user interface drafting. In drafting, you can see auto snap marker size, that you need to put a little bigger because while drawing this will come in handy, as well as aperture size you can put a little bigger, that is also very important while drawing. And in 3D modeling we are not going into that. Selection, the pick box size, that also you need to put a little bigger, as well as grip size a little bigger. Alright, then apply. Okay, these are the things first which we need to set up. The next thing which we need to set is units. For that, the command is un enter. Alright, un enter will get into the drawing units dialog. From there, the length I have desired to use decimal, and other types are architectural, engineering, fractional and scientific. Well, decimal is much more easier, so use that. And precision you can set to according to your convenience. I have put to 0.00, as well as the angle I have put to decimal degrees, and you have other types you can set to according to your convenience. Also the precision I have put to 0, and for units I have set to centimeters. Here one thing which you need to understand is, for AutoCAD there is no unit of scale. Then there will be a question, why the centimeter, why are we setting up centimeters? Well, when these AutoCAD drawings are being exported to other softwares of Autodesk like Revit or 3D Max, over there they need to understand in which unit we have drawn the model. For that we need to set up unit of scale. So other units of scale is inches, feet, miles, millimeters, meters, kilometers, etc, etc, etc. Well, for my convenience I have put 2 centimeters. Okay, and this is it. Alright, okay, and the next thing which we need to understand is what are the things in status bar. Well, the first thing in status bar, or you can go to status bar menu, that is draft settings. That is the command for that is ds enter. Draft settings, first thing is snap and grid. Alright, that is the first 2 boxes over here. Let's see what is grid. Okay, the first thing is grid mode. Alright, in the working space you can see all these grids, right? If I switch this off, see, all the grids are gone. It is like a blank working space. For me to draw in a working space without grid is not what to say, not easy, but as a beginner also you grid mode is much more easier. Alright, when you switch on grid mode you can see all these grids. Alright, the next thing is snap mode. Alright, in snap mode we have alright, let's go to DS enter and then snap. If we switch on snap and let's say snap spacing up to 5, okay, and then okay, and when you start drawing a line you can see it comes in the multiples of 5. Okay, you can see this 90, 95, 100, 105, 10, etc. Same thing if we go with 10 pointer, you can see it comes in the multiples of 10. It's the same with x axis or y axis, 20, 30, 40. So in snap mode we can do the snap spacing, and at times snap mode is much more easier to draw if we know exactly the area of a room or area of the total drawing which we are going to do. Otherwise snap mode is not recommended. The next thing is PolarTracking. PolarTracking is alright, there's other soft keys for these two. For snap mode the soft key is F9 and for grid mode the soft key is F7. Same way for PolarTracking the soft key is F10. Okay, let's see what PolarTracking is. Enable PolarTracking and let's say increment angle I have put to 30 degrees. As you can the name suggests, it is about PolarTracking. See, it is 0 degrees. When I go up to 30 degree, it's again it tracks the angle. I go to 60, it tracks the angle. I go to 90, it tracks the angle. It means if I put the increment angle as 30, it tracks all the multiples of 30, and if I put the angle as 90, let's see what happens. 0, they're all angles, it doesn't track. When it comes to 90, it tracks the angle, and all the way to 180. See, 180 also it tracks the angle. That easy. That is easy PolarTracking. PolarTracking is good at times if we know which angle we have to track. Some drawings are much easier if we enable PolarTracking. Alright, the next thing is Objectsnap. In Objectsnap, every time remember that you need to enable them and go to draft settings and enable all these points. While drawing, all these Objectsnap will come helpful, and it will be much easier to do. As you can see, for end point it will be square, for midpoint it will be triangle, for center a circle, and so on. So let's see what Objectsnap is. Okay, for here we have a line and we need to track its midpoint. So we can just go another line and go, see the triangle midpoint. You can draw a line or from exactly the midpoint, and let's say I just off the Objectsnap. Okay, and let's try once more time. Okay, I cannot track any point on this line. So while drawing, always remember to keep your object snap on and enable all these points. Same thing with the circles. I have drawn a circle. Next thing, I need to draw a line from the center of this. See, I got the center. Okay, you just need to put the pointer onto the circle and the center, it will be shown, and from there I can start to any point. See, at the line at the end it becomes square, at the mid it's a triangle, and at the end it's again a square. So let's see, next is 3D object snap. We are not looking into that because we are not doing 3D. Next thing we need to do is, yes, OrthoMode. The soft key for this is F8. Let's see what OrthoMode is. Okay, I'm trying to draw a line. If we enable OrthoMode, it only comes in the angle of 90 degrees. All other, let's say it comes as a straight line, 0, 90, 180, 270, that's it. Let's switch off OrthoMode and let's see once more, a straight line, and we can do all other angles. Okay, at times we need to switch on OrthoMode to draw straight lines, or if maybe while drawing we might see it as a straight line, but if we zoom in there will be a small correction which can make a big difference in a drawing. So while drawing lines, make sure that OrthoMode is on if the line is straight. The next thing which you need to know is about object snap tracking. It is the same thing as object snap. When object snap is on, you can snap cruise it in any 2D drawings, like all those triangles, squares and all comes up. But to track the object snap, you need to switch on object snap tracking, and the soft key is F11. So by default it is always on, so don't switch it off. If in any case, if in your AutoCAD it is off, just on them. Alright, so the next thing is you need to know how to select in AutoCAD. There are two types of selection in AutoCAD. One is drag towards your right, that is blue space, and one is to drag towards your right, that is green space. Well, for this to happen, you have to left click in your mouse, release it and then drag. If you just click on it and drag, it comes like, you can see, we can select the path which we need to be selected. To come in a perfect rectangular shape, you need to click, release and then drag. Alright, let's see the difference between these two. First, I have a line over here, I have line over here, and I have one more line over here. Okay, and I have a circle over here and a circle over here. Okay, now let's see the difference between these two selections. Okay, first the left selection. Okay, see, to select these items I am using the left, using the blue rectangle, so none of the items which are inside the box are selected. For it to get selected, the whole item has to come inside the blue area. You can see now this circle is selected while these two lines are not. Let's try once more. Now these two circles are selected but not the lines, and if all the line comes inside the blue area, that line is selected, while as the green one, it just need to touch a part of the drawing or part of an item. Like see, now all these things are just touching the green area and all the items are selected. So that's the main difference between these two. For it to get selected, the blue one or the complete item has to be inside the blue area, and for the green it just need to touch the drawing. In case if we are drawing house, let's say we need to cancel a door, so and there's fewer other elements like let's say we have kept some decorations near them. So in order to select just the door, we can use the blue just to select the door area, and rest of the things which are near them will not be selected. But in case we need to delete the whole thing, we can use the green one, so everything will be selected and we can delete them, or we can copy, move, or whatever we need. Alright, so let's recap what we have studied. First thing which we need to set up is units. The next thing, go to options and set the sizes of everything. Auto save, enable them, and then all these grid mode, F7, snap mode F9, ortho mode F8, PolarTracking F10, Objectsnap Tracking F11, and Objectsnap F3. Alright, and if you need to set up a scale in your drawing like 1:1 or 1:100, 1:10, we have the option over here. You can see a 1:1 over here, annotation scale. You can click on it and select which scale you need. This is a scale which tells 1 unit is equal to 1 centimeter, or 1 unit is equal to 2 centimeter, or 1 unit is equal to 100 centimeter. Accordingly, we are selecting these scales. For drawing, when we submit our drawing, scale annotation scale has to be mentioned in order for people to understand which scale we have used. Alright, so this is it for today's tutorial. So you know what to do next. Subscribe to my channel, don't forget about the bell. You'll get daily notification while I upload the video. Then share my video, like, comment, just tell me what else is there any improvements which I need to do in my video. Please let me know through comments. Alright, thank you so much, and wait for my next video. Bye.